Hi there, HK, and this is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of the lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. I have no doubt, I think, in my opinion, of course, I created the course, the most effective online course on the internet. So you found me and sent me this message. So you've taken the TOEFL exam 5 times. Every time you get 18 or 19 in the speaking. Recently you took another exam and you put this scores. You want to say these scores because scores is plural. So 23 reading, 26 listening, 19 speaking, and 25 writing for a total of 93. You see, I was wondering to ask how you want to change this to how I can improve my speaking because you're using this as a noun clause. So I was going to ask how I can improve my speaking to reach 23 or higher. I do not have a lot of time. I should gain this score only in 1 month. Is it possible? What is the solution? Now, what's interesting is you actually sent me 2 different speaking practice tests, right? And I do offer free speaking evaluation over my website at onlinetoeflcourse.com. Okay, so let's do this. In the next part of the video, I'm going to listen to one of your practice tests and I'll give you a score, and then I will make some recommendations as to what you need to do. I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test right now, and then I'm going to tell you pretty much where you score here. I can confirm probably what the TOEFL has already told you, but I can then answer your question. Is it possible for you to make these kinds of improvements? You want to go from 19, which is roughly 2.5 out of 4. You want to go up to 3, which is 23 points out of 30. So, and once I listen to your speaking, I can better answer your question. So, you've actually, you've given me everything that I need. A lot of people ask me questions. I can't answer any of their questions, but your question is very easy to answer because you sent me a speaking sample so I can evaluate what you've said and how you answered the question. I can evaluate your delivery, language use, and topic development, and then make some recommendations, all right? So let's listen to the whole thing one time, and then the second time I'll make some.
Well, personally speaking, I prefer to choose the courses in a variety of subject areas due to 2 critical reasons. First of all, it actually broadens my horizon, and this will be helpful for me to find a job in the future, because nowadays company owners want to employ the person who have a right knowledge because they want to employ one person instead of the different specialist persons. Moreover, I'm a curious person, and as I remember, when I was a child, I was very curious, and having knowledge in different topics will satisfy my curiosity.
Okay, so looking at it, I agree with the TOEFL here. You're going to score in the 2 range here. You have some problems here with what I call frequent pauses and hesitations. Also, you have problems with intonation. I think that's something you can work on. Language use, probably you have a limited range and control of grammar and vocabulary, so you need to make improvements in both of those areas. So that's one of the reasons I think why you're scoring in this 2.5 or 19 points out of 30. Topic development, you communicate ideas very unclearly. Connection of ideas are unclear in many parts of your response. So I'm going to say that to solve all these problems in 1 month, I'm going to say 30% chance that you can do it. You got a lot of problems, right? So a lot of problems means a lot of work. Generally, to improve your TOEFL speaking score 1 point, you have to study for about 45 hours. So in your case, you need to make improvements of, 4 points? So let's say that's 120 to 150 hours of practice. And some of your problems are in both delivery and language use. And grammar and vocabulary is not very easy to make improvements in. And a lot of students don't like to study either of those areas. So it depends on, are you willing to improve your grammar? Are you willing to make improvements with your vocabulary? Are you willing to make improvements with organization and also delivery? If you make those improvements, I'm going to say 35% chance you can do it in 30 days. I would say probably a 95% chance you can do it in 3 months. All right, let's listen to your response one more time.
Well, personally speaking,
So well and personally speaking, those words don't do much to helping you to develop your ideas. So choose your words carefully. The words that you want to say, they need to advance the argument you're trying to make
I
here.
prefer to choose the courses in a variety of subject areas.
Okay, so you want to choose courses in a variety of subject areas. I'm assuming the question is, would you rather take courses in your specialization or your major? Or would you rather choose courses in a variety of subjects? So if that's the question, I would restate the speaking prompt a little bit more completely. So you might say, rather than only taking courses in a specific area, I would rather take courses in a variety of areas.
Due to two critical reasons. First,
So due to two particular reasons, that is a memorized type introduction. A lot of students begin the response exactly that way, so you need to make some improvements with your topic development. So you might say, because I can improve my cultural knowledge of other countries, and I can make my skills more marketable to employees, I would rather choose courses in a variety of areas. And once you've said that, then you say, well, first of all, I want to take courses from a variety of areas because it can broaden my knowledge of the culture of other countries. Blah, 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 blah. Second of all, I also want to choose courses in a variety of areas because it can help make me more marketable to potential employees after I graduate. And then you support that with a specific example, blah, 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 blah.
first of all, it actually broadens my horizon.
So first of all, it is very limited. How about use a gerund phrase? So first of all, taking a variety of courses broadens my horizon. So instead of using a pronoun there, you can use a gerund phrase to kind of begin that sentence, and that shows you have a little bit better grammar.
And this will be helpful for me to find a job in the future because nowadays company
So it can help me find a job in the future.
owners want to employ the person who have a right knowledge because they want to employ one person instead of the different.
So I don't know what all that is. You need an example. So when you get to the example, use a transition word like to illustrate. For example, for instance, one of my friends who recently graduated, he did take classes in a lot of different areas, and because of that, he actually was able to get a good job at Hewlett-Packard Company. And the interviewees found that he was very well-rounded in the knowledge that he had, you might say.
Specialist persons. Moreover,
So you got moreover, but you said first of all. If you said first of all, I would say second of all. So you want to make sure that the transition words that you're using to help organize your ideas, they kind of logically follow each other.
I'm a curious person and
So you say, moreover, I'm a curious person, but how does that connect back to the speaking prompt? The speaking prompt is you like to take classes in a variety of areas, right? So moreover, you might say, well, if I take a variety of classes, I will also be able to blah, blah, blah. You could say that.
as I remember when I was a child, I was very curious and having knowledge in different topics would satisfy my curiosity. Well,
Okay, so then in the beginning, you could say this. In your introduction, you could say, well, because I'm a curious person and I want to get a good job, I prefer to take classes in a variety of areas. And you say, well, first of all, I want to take classes in a variety of areas because to satisfy my curious nature. But then when you give the example, be more specific. You might say, well, when I was a kid, I used to think that the world was flat. However, once I started reading different books, I found out that the world's actually round. And one of the things I read was when Columbus kind of circumvented the world, or Magellan kind of got in a ship and they went around the world, they were able to prove that the world is round. So you need to be more specific in the examples that you're giving, right? So delivery, part of your problem here is you need to vary your intonation more, and you need fewer pauses. You're speaking too slowly. So your goal is to get to the point where you can speak maybe 100 to 200 words a minute, and that's going to make it more likely that you can complete this type of speaking task. So I think if you make improvements in these areas that I've been recommending, I think it's possible that you can reach your goal, but it'll take you more than 1 month. All right. Now, by the way, I will include in this email a link to my speaking bootcamp course. I do believe I can help you. I will be able to give you feedback every day. You can do practice tests on my website, and I will help you. Each day you do a practice test, I will point out any problems you're having with delivery, language use, and topic development. And my course is not very expensive. The Speaking Bootcamp course is $99, and if you're interested in it, and normally I offer $130, so it's at discount right now. And I can also give you, instead of 1 month access, I will give you 3 months access to the course just to be safe. Because you may not need the course for 3 months, but I will give you that access just in case. And what you do is, as you do practice tests, once you continually are scoring 26 points or higher, then I think it's time for you to register to take the TOEFL test again. Now, what I'm going to do is also, I want to put in the email, I'm going to put a link to a practice test completed by one of my students. Recently, she just got 26 points on the speaking. So this will give you an idea of what you need to be able to do in order to get that higher score. All right, so make sure that you listen to the practice test.